is only war.
What is up, Gens? 40k Dirtbags here. This is a Battle Report GT video. Shadow Legion going 6-0 at the Battle of All-Timers event last weekend, run by JC Watts. Really good event. If you guys are on the East Coast, this is one of the biggest, best Shark Tank events to go to. They raised so much money this year. War Games Live was there, which was great. Trevi was there with Tactical Tortoise. They were streaming, so it was a really, really cool event. A lot of great people, and literally is the best of the best in the Northeast in the United States. There was 156 players there, and if you guys, you got 6 games in, it was super awesome. But with our list, we're going to be going over everything you guys need to know about the Shadow Legion. We went 6-0. We placed second place at this GT. The first place winner was Zach Point with his Space Marines, the Gilman, all the tanks, all the crazy shit. So we're going to go over a 6-part video. The first 4 are going to be the battle reports, picture by picture, turn by turn. And then we're going to go over the stream games that we had on War Games Live and Trevi's stream on Tactical Tortoise. So by the time you guys are clicking on this video, you guys will know which video we're at in the series. If you guys are on Patreon, all these get supported or uploaded first on patreon.com because of the supporting that we have over there at the Dirtbag Nation. So thank you for clicking on the video. If you guys are interested in the Shadow Legion or coaching of all, Grey Knights, Chaos Space Marine, Death Guard, we have coaches for everybody. But head over there, support the channel. We got a bunch of merch up on the store. If you guys want to go head over there, check that out. They're awesome swag. We'll head over our sponsors. We'll get into the list. And then depending on what video you guys are watching at that point, we'll get over picture by picture, turn by turn on what we did good, how to get better at the game with Shadow Legion, and what you guys need to know. It was awesome event. Awesome event. All right, guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The description below has the link. All these shirts are up for sale. These legit red, white, and blue shirts look fire at a GT. They're super comfortable, super non-shrinkage. It's just a really, really nice shirt. Spent a lot of time picking out the right shirt. All these designs are up for sale. All the stickers as well. And if you guys need some models, we got the Cypher, which is legit. We got the Tech Marine with Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Captain, the Calidus Assassin should be in every list, and old school Codiez. We have the widgets, 6-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, half-inch. We have our objective markers, which are great for sticky objectives, any marking for oath, anything like that, and all of the stickers. So hit me up on Discord, DM, that's how you get a hold of these, and the merch tab below for the shirts. Now back to the video. All right, guys, so we placed second out of 156 players. We went 6-0. We were one of 3 players to go 6-0. Tyler, our boy, see him at all these Northeast GTs. He actually got the golden ticket because the first 2 players already had a golden ticket to Worlds this year. We were placing top 16. I believe that's how we got our ticket. I don't know how Zach got his first ticket. And then Tyler, placing 6-0, got his first golden ticket. So congrats, Tyler. We're going to go over the list, and then we'll get into the first battle reports for the 6-0 win. All right, guys, so here we go. This was my 3rd, 4th game going into this GT, so I kind of honed in on the list with playing Keevil at the last live battle report. If you guys want to check that out, it's on the channel. But I kind of picked this because it had a lot of secondary play. It did have the big, beat sticks like Be'lakor and the Bloodthirster, but it had a lot of maneuverability. It was really quick and had the option to do secondaries anywhere on the table. Uppy Downy is no joke in 10th edition. I know 11th edition hopefully is coming up soon, but all the new missions are going to be coming up in the new packet any day now. So we're leading off with Be'lakor. Be'lakor is just insane with his new upgrades, and this detachment just escalates him even more. He gets to pass a Dark Pack for free, so all of his weapons have either lethal, sustain, and then his sweep has, I think it's sustain, and then you get lethal as well, or his flamer. Like he's nuts. He gets 20 wounds now, toughness 11, 3 up, 4 up. And he's got Dev on his overhead sweep, or overhead smash. Insane. So Be'lakor, I use him mainly for defensive play. You'll see that in my couple games, but in my live stream game from the two people that we played at the end, you'll see I was very defensive with Be'lakor most of the tournament. So you'll see kind of my play style and how I'm playing this detachment. But we're going to go over kind of like the benefits of this list before we get into the games. Bloodthirster, I hope this isn't getting nerfed, but Fate of Darkness on a Bloodthirster is just dumb. If you don't have a way to track it down or tie him up in combat, he's just going to murder you the whole game. I messed him up on game 5, which luckily we won, or game 6, but I definitely should have deep struck him if you're going into a shooting army. But him with the Fate of Darkness being able to go back into reserves after killing something is just, it's really, 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 really good. This is my first time I used a Bloodthirster, honestly. I bought mostly these models, or 3D printed most of these models for this tournament. Never played demons before. I played against them a bunch, knew them pretty well, but never actually played them. So it was pretty cool to see that we were still able to go with this new really cool detachment. Exalted Flamer, this gives assault on all the flamers that we have, and it's got a really good weapon, so being able to kill custodians, terminators, strength 9 on his 18-inch shot bullet gun, 18 inches, strength 9, AP 3, ignore cover 3 damage. That's kind of baller. If he hits a unit on a 4+, you do -2 speed, -2 move, and -2 charges. Never came up. Doesn't really matter. Mainly you're doing it for the long range shot for maybe turn 1 or turn 3, but he's there to kind of give assault and just be another character in the really tough unit to kill for the flamers. 4 up invuln, 6 wounds on this guy. Really, really good monster. So then we have Nurglings. They're just good battle line unit. This is actually one of the units that helped me win the last game. Plague Bearers, this is a new addition, so this was put in at the very end last game I played before this GT, and just having another unit that is really tanky in this detachment. The Nurglings and Plague Bearers have -1 to wound if they're above the toughness, so anything at strength 6 or more is going to be -1 to wound the Plague Bearer, so they're either going to be wounded on 5s or 4s most of the time, unless they're shooting at you like strength 10+ weapon, which most of the time doesn't really happen. And their battle line, so they can come back. So being in shadows, being able to do a battle shock test, they get leadership 6 and then leadership 5 in shadows is crazy. And then if they pass it, they get to bring D3 models back. So having 2 OPSEC, being able to bring models back, and tanky, tough to kill, they're a really, really good addition. They're 110 points and they have sticky. So I use them as another unit to be picked up with my Lord, to do actions, make stuff sticky, and just kind of be annoying. Yeah, 2 OPSEC on a point with all of those guys is really good. So then we have the 6-man squad of Flamers. He's with obviously the Exalted Flamer. Just 6d6 Flamer shots. Really good for Overwatch, really good because they can fall back and shoot, really good because they can advance and shoot, and they're 4 up invuln save. They're always -1 to hit in this detachment, so anything with Tzeentch, and you can bring them back. So you can heal a Flamer and then bring one back, which helps with either threat ranges, stealing an objective, or just blocking out most of the army. So this is I really love the Flamers in this detachment. They're AP1, ignore cover, but they're only strength 4. So most of the time you're going to be winning shit on 4s or 5s. But they kill chaff. Like, I haven't played Eldar yet, but I think them in an Eldar is going to be really, really good. Then we have 2 Fleshhounds. I think 2 Fleshhounds is good. 3 is overkill unless you're bringing the Khorne character that buffs the Khorne models. I forget what it's called. The really big base one. Awesome dude. But I think 2 is good. 1 is like standard. Like, you need 1 Fleshhound. I think 2 gave me the flexibility of using them to go out and do something, because turn 1 they're really good at. Turn 1 secondaries, being able to do containment 12 inches away, cleanse, aerial denial, locust, like all these different secondaries that you need to do turn 1, they get you there. And if you go second and they put something on the point, you can kind of advance and charge and get to another point on the other side to either contest or kill something. They're really, really quick. Speed 12, advance and charge, and 1 Flamer in the squad definitely helps out. Their psychic defense didn't really come up at all. But yeah, uppy downy. They're basically 5 of them can go up every single turn and then block out your entire backfield, because if you put them sideways 2 inches apart, they're going to block out almost 30 inches in your backfield. So they're really good at just blocking out if you want to use your cultists for something else. So that's what I use them mainly for. Seekers, I used Seekers when Seekers. I basically made Seekers be really good in Chaos Space Marines. So running them, and then they had the Demonet tax with them, so that kind of made them a little bit not really worth to bring Chaos Space Marines. So then you had to drop them for something else. So I was running Seekers before you had to bring Demonets. Then when you brought Demonets, you could bring Seekers, but you paying that 100-point tax. Sometimes it's actually worth it. In my game against the Orcs, 100% was worth it. It was probably the best unit in that game specifically because of what they do. They scout 9, they move 14. They were really good at getting Locust in your opponent's deployment zone turn 1, blocking out or doing a cleanse. Like, they're really good at doing secondaries. If you go second, you just kind of scout backwards. So you'd be very defensive with them every single turn. Or turn 1, I'm sorry. And then turn 2, 3, 4, wherever you need them, they just go and they die. Like, that's their goal, is just do something and then die. But that's why we have them in the list. Super quick. Oh, and the benefit of this detachment is they don't get overwatched. So Slaanesh cannot be overwatched. So Seekers, that they used to basically run forward and die with Overwatch, now they just run forward and you can't be Overwatched with them. They also have Fight First now, which is cool. Yeah, so a lot of buffs to the Seekers in this detachment. Then we have one AC/DC brick. Now, I was known for like the AC/DC Chaos Space Marine player. We did try 3 when this list first came out. Then we switched to 2. Then we switched to 1 because we realized AC/DC doesn't do anything in this attachment. They're mainly there to just soak up wounds and be annoying. That literally is all they're doing in this detachment. They're not going to kill really anything. No tanks. They're not killing anything. They're only AP1. No rerolls whatsoever unless you get Bellicor in range or reroll 1s. So honestly, guys, they're in this attachment just to soak up wounds and just kind of like sit on a point mainly. But we do bring the Dark Commune with the Leaping Shadows because Scout 9 AC/DC is still a thing. Having Scout 6 and then being able to move 2 inches extra with Chaos Call was kind of insane. Now moving 9 inches on a scout and then still being able to advance and charge tier 1, you catch a lot of people off guard, and it makes them start further back in their deployment zone because they're afraid of that turn 1 charges, which is kind of their whole stick, right? Then with the Terminator Lord, a lot of people aren't running the Terminator Lord, but the Terminator Lord was a suggestion from one of our Dirtbags. I was like, actually, that's a pretty good idea because he does the free strat every single turn on himself, and then he picks another demon unit that can go up into reserves and then come back down next turn. You can do it turn 1. So he started on the table kind of like in the corner, so that way if he could just step out of the deployment zone just to do a containment if you go first, and then if you go second, you just pick him up and then put the Plague Bearers down or the Flamers down somewhere, and then they're doing actions. So the Terminator Lord is there specifically for actions. He's like a mini Stern if you play Grey Knights. Having the damage, 2 up, 4 up, T5, 6 wounds, and it just has a Chain Fist for shits and giggles. 2 cultist unit, 1 is good, 2 I think is better, just being able to screen even more in your backfield. And if you play a melee army like Orcs or World Eaters, you can start them kind of forward and blocking out your army, so that way if you go first, you run them forward. If you go second, they're there to kind of screen, and then the other one is sticking your home field objective. So we have a lot of screens you can tell in this list. That's kind of how we play this list all weekend. Then we have the 2 units of Havocs. Now, if you know me, I hate Havocs. Like, Havocs are not my favorite unit. I had to basically put together kind of like custom last cannons and 10 Havocs before this weekend, paint them a day before, and then we ran them for the first time ever because I don't run Havocs. I hate them. So we ran them, and they were there, right? They were there. They were shooting. They were doing their best. They got the participation trophies all weekend. I don't think they really killed anything. They killed some like Custodes models, like random big wound models, but that's really about it. They were there to threaten the opponent's tanks. That's kind of the same thing as the AC/DC. They're there to shoot 48 inches away, not be shot at because of Bellicor, and people can't start all the tanks on the line because of the Havocs. So the ability to be able to be deep struck, because Chaos Space Marine gain deep strike in this detachment, you can just start them off the board and then turn 2, come back down, all 8 of them, and then just go try and blow up a tank, or start 1 on the table for the threat range and then start 1 off the table so that way they can come in turn 2. So they're there to scare your opponent. Don't rely on them. They're just there, like I said, but they're cool to like just have some extra firepower in the backfield. So that's a list. I really enjoyed it. I don't think there's anything I would really change about this list. If you guys are going to run this detachment, this is a good starting point. What I love about this detachment is there's so many different lists of this detachment. You can literally run anything you want in this and it could all be good. This one is my play style. This one is the one I used to be annoying and kind of block out as much as I possibly can and still have that oomph to fight. My play style is going for secondaries, like trying to do turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 secondaries to beat my opponent and win on primary. That is really my game plan. That is my way I play. So this list pertains to that specifically. So let's get into the first battle report, game 1 of, or game 1 through 6, depending on what video you're watching, of this 6-0 battle for Shadow Detachment Demons. All right, gents, game 4 against Custodes. Really good player. This is a different list, similar but different, if that makes sense, in our Lions matchup. The Lions most of the time don't have tanks just because they don't benefit from it, but I think 1 tank would be good. 2 tanks, that's what, 430 points you're spending on 2 tanks that don't benefit from the detachment, but they are really hard to kill, and they hit on 2s, and they wound most stuff on 3s with like d6 plus 2 damage twin linked. They are really good at killing tanks. Then he has a bunch of custom models. These guys are sister units with some Meltas. We have the sister tank with the Meltas, Hunter Seeker, and Bolter. So some custom models over here. He's got 2 of the Witch Seekers, and these might be Witch Seekers as well. He's got an Assassin, custom Assassin, which I think is a lower model. 2-man bikes with a bike, or 3 bikes with a bike captain. Or that might be, I think, no. So 2-man bike with the bike captain. And then this bike captain as well with the lone op, which I think is one of the best combos in this detachment. Then we have the Blade Champion with 4 Wardens, so Blade Champion Wardens. We have Vinatari. We have 2 Terminators that have the uppy downy, and I believe that is the list. So it's a very elite but very strong right now list. I think Lions are very good for Custodes. So yeah, I like this list. I was trying the sisters combo with the sticky and the tank and taking away cover and stuff like that. So, and then he pulled off a really good trick with these Allures Terminators, which I'm going to go over. But yeah, so that is the list. And then for us, oh, this is a really cool way. I have to actually save that. So this is the deployment. We are playing the Ritual. So the Ritual into Custodes, I kind of know, I mean, Ritual is pretty simple. You're going to be playing the same objectives every single time. You're going to be putting them pretty similar spots every single time you play this game. So you don't need objectives on the corners. You only need 1 in the center and 1 in your deployment zone, but you only get points for objectives that are out of your deployment zone. And how you place objectives doing an action, and then at the end of your turn, it gets placed. So some actions you can't do because the objective is in the shooting phase, but you're not near an objective until the end of the turn. So there's a lot of stuff that changed during this new update, but still you're going to go from 12 inches from another objective. So 12 inches from that objective to that objective, you're able to put an objective out of your deployment zone if it's diagonal this way. So from that corner to this little crate, diagonal, so you can put a 12-inch objective right about there. And then the second one that you're usually going to place is right about there. And then the third one you're going to place is right about there. So every single game you're going to put 1, 2, 3 most of the time. And then for your opponent, they're going to put 1 exactly where you put. They're going to put 1 over there, and then they're going to put the other third one over there. So you're going to be playing pretty similar objectives, but you're not going to get 15 until turn really 3, because then you're going to hold 1 on your turn 2. If you hold the center, that'd be 10. If you hold your opponent's, which you probably won't, but if you hold 2 objectives in your deployment zone, so that one and the new one that you made in his deployment zone, you can get 15 on turn 3. So you can't get 15 on turn 2 unless you're somehow tabling them by turn 2. But yeah, so that was it. So for us, we went first in this mission, so it's not bad going first because you could be the aggressor and you can kind of set up for turn 2 by trying to take over his objective, which you know it's going to go somewhere around here. So for us, we scouted up pretty standard. Like we started everything on the line. We scouted up our ACDC 9 inches up to here. They then kind of moved up and just waited. So I know that Custodes can't kill a full ACDC brick, even with like a full charge, 5 attacks each. Like they can't kill it. So I was super aggressive with them, and I know that he should still fear them because of the amount of attacks going into it, and he doesn't have -1 AP strat. So everything's going to be wounding on 5s, but with +1 to wound, I'm going to be wounding on 4s. So that I could be super aggressive with the ACDC brick. The Bloodthirster, he's there because once he steps out, I'm able to come out and trade with him. This is where this game was the first game we lost to Bloodthirster pretty easily too. So we'll explain the mistake that we made with the Bloodthirster here. My mistake turn 1 was knowing that he couldn't kill me with the ACDC brick, is I didn't tie 1 ACDC brick on the point. Turn 1, I should have just put 1 guy on the point, so that way if he does commit like a tank, which I don't think he would, but if he does commit the tank moving, I did block off the tank pretty well with these guys, so he couldn't really come out. He couldn't end within 1 inch, so he couldn't peek the tank out and get shots through here. So the Seekers, they basically scouted for and then just advanced as far as they possibly could up to here. So that way he can't move up his tank and end within 1 inch of me, so he can't peek out this way. So the only other tank could be up here. So if the tank moves up, he would be well within range of the Bloodthirster to move up, so he doesn't really want to commit that to try and shoot the ACDC. So if the ACDC puts 1 little guy right there on the point, he's not going to have line of sight this way, right? He's only going to have line of sight to this tank this way, which he can't get to. And then other option is he can move his bikes out and shoot the ACDC brick, but he's not going to be able to one-shot it. He can move his wardens up, which he's not really going to be able to do that. And then all he has left are the sisters and the tank. So not a lot of options for him to kill this ACDC brick. So that was my mistake. After I saw this at the end of my turn, I was just thinking to myself, I was kicking myself because I just lost out on 5 points by not touching the center objective. That was a mistake on my part. So move out, touch the center objective, dare him to come out and do something, or try and go after my ACDC brick, which he's not going to be able to kill. So yeah, so that was there. He still has the 18-inch aura up, so he can't shoot me really from the tanks with the Bellicor. This guy's waiting for the tank to come out. Flamers are waiting. Plague Bears are running up. The Lord and the Hounds are waiting. The Cultists are blocking out. I have Havocs here in case he wants to peek out, so I can move the Havocs out and shoot both tanks. And then the other Hounds moved up to here turn 1. This was after his turn 1. He's basically able to move up, fly over the Seekers. These guys ran from here over here. The Sisters got out of the tank, moved up, made the objective. The bikes, I think, auto-advanced 6. This bike is kind of hanging back because he's got lone op 18. Or lone op 12, and the other Wood Seekers are kind of hanging back in this corner. So not really crazy turn 1. We were just kind of like blocking off a little bit. Now my turn 2, and this is where we lost the Bloodthirster. So I think we rolled a 6 for the advance for the Bloodthirster. I was like, watch this, bro, 6, and then we rolled a 6, and I was like, oh my god. So we go from back here all the way up to here. So after putting my Bloodthirster down after measurement, and I'm really precise with measuring, like that's kind of the whole stick of, you know, the Dirtbag widgets, all that stuff. Like if you ever watch my games, I'm very, very precise. So I always want to make sure that we get good measurements, we both agree and all that stuff. So there was a measurement call with the Bloodthirster coming over and then measuring to the hull of this tank. So the tank overhangs pretty significantly. It's like an inch over the hull or over the base. So when I put the measurement down, I'm pretty sure that it was within 7 inches. So I put the 6 inch down, and then I put the 1 inch down, and it should like be over the tank. So then he was like, it should be a 7 inch charge. I was like, nah, it should probably be a 6 inch charge. We like kind of like didn't really 100% agree. So that's when we called the judge over. Judge over came over. We explained the situation. He then looked at the top down, put the measurement down, looked at the top down, and saw that the tank was over the 7 inch, like within 7. Which means you'll have to end with an engagement range of 6, because 1 inch engagement range, to then get a charge. So we need a 6 inch charge compared to getting a 7 inch charge. So he agreed, I agreed. So now we need a 6 inch charge because I am within 7 after the measurement of the judge. So that helped out there. So he basically committed forward, needed a 6 inch charge in the tank, and I'll explain. The sisters who were on the other side of the wall basically killed this this bloodthirster right here. So Havocs came down from Deep Strike up here. The other Havocs, I think, waited. They didn't come out this turn here because the tank was going to get charged by the bloodthirst. The other tank didn't move up. I committed my cultists. So the cultist actually came down Deep Strike. So the goal is kind of keep his wardens away from my ACDC brick. So I, again, messed up my ACDC. So they're now on the point. And they're waiting a turn because I didn't want to commit them such a far charge on turn 2. So I wanted to wait and kind of just block him. So that was the goal here. So I deep struck my, you can see here, this is where his wardens are, right here. I deep struck my cultist 9 inches away in a bubble like this. So that way his guys had to go through my cultist and my Nurglings to get to my ACDC brick. So I was pretty confident with that. I was like, all right, he probably isn't going to get to my ACDC brick this turn. And I just charged. I said, fuck it, I'm going to charge. So I charged my cultist 9 inches into his tank, and I was able to tie up his tank. And when I moved up, I ended closer to his tank, which is a legal charge, and I stayed outside of 1 inches of his warden unit. And when I did that, he don't believe he countercharged. No, so he didn't countercharge. So when I did that, he countercharged with the with this guy there. So I think what happened was when the Bloodthirster charged into his tank, he countercharged with his sisters to try and keep the Bloodthirst on the table. And if you can keep the Bloodthirst on the table, that's the whole goal, because if the Bloodthirster dies. So since he countercharged up top, I was able to charge my cultist. I rolled a 9, and when I charged my cultist, I moved them in a way where I'm 1 inch away from his entire warden brick, so he couldn't countercharge or do anything to me. So now I'm blocking his warden brick with my 50-point cultist unit. His bikes could obviously fly over, but they're not really going to do anything. I killed one of the bikes with the 18-inch range of this guy. He shot the wardens. I killed one warden, which was awesome. 3 damage, killed one warden with this guy. And then the last cannons killed one of the bikes and took one down to 1. So pretty good shooting phase with the demons. So we had a straight line like this, boom, to shoot one of the bikes. And then the flamer dude, boom, shot this way and killed one of the wardens. So we killed a warden and a bike and a half, bike and 3/4 with our shooting, and had no repercussion back because we had a blockage of the cultists. And we tied up the tank. So now the tank is stuck there, right? He can shoot out, but Be'lakor is now defensive behind the wall. This guy is up here. And what had happened here was when I charged in, I took this tank down to 1. I was like, all right, if I can kill the tank, I could potentially do mortal wounds to the sisters, try to kill them to get off the board. Well, what I didn't know was that the sisters had a Feel No Pain 3+. I thought it was just against psychic attacks, but it's psychic and mortal wounds. So he knew that. So he was like, fuck it. You got to kill these guys with 3-up Feel No Pain. I was like, all right, cool. So then since I didn't kill the tank, I left him on 1 fucking wound. I had to do all my mortals to the tank. I didn't know about the sister 3-up Feel No Pain. I didn't know that they had it. So I was like, I have to kill the tank, because if I can survive 1 shooting from this tank, I might be able to live. But instead, he rapided his Venatari and his Terminators behind this tank. So he's got these guys for next turn to kill my Bloodthirster anyway. So I do the mortal wounds to the tank, kill the tank. Obviously don't do anything to this tank. The hounds moved up this way to try and kill the sisters. And when the hounds moved up, he overwatched with this sister unit. And I think the sister unit had all the flamers. So I think it had a hand flamer, a heavy flamer, and then a regular flamer. So all those flamers going into my dogs killed 4 fucking dogs. I didn't save any of the 5-up saves, and he wounded basically every single time. So he killed 10 wounds of dogs. Wait, 8 wounds of dogs, and then all I had left was the leader going into these guys, and then these chicks killed the leader. Like, it was just such a bad turn for the dogs. They move up, get flamered. kill all of them, charge it, and then die to the Witch Seekers. Like, it was such a bad play for the dogs. I didn't make any saves for them. So yeah, so he still has his bike captain, his other bike captain, one bike with 1 wound, 3 wardens now with the Blade Champ, the tank. The other sisters are back here. Yeah, the other sisters are back there, and then Vince. All right, so here's where the Bloodthirster dies. So the end of his turn, he charges these guys, which get full rerolls to hit and maybe wound against monsters, tanks, and vehicles. So they do a shit ton of damage. They crit on 5s with sustain, and the Vinatari get the lance, so they charge in and do a bunch of damage. He had 1 go around with shots with this tank. This other sister moved back. The assassin is still there. This tank moved back. These guys who killed off the dog are still there. Everything else moves up to charge the cultists, and when he charged in the cultists, these bikes actually moved over the cultist, shot, and then charged into the Nurglings. And when he charged in the Nurglings, we countercharged and to get on the point. So now we have to try and start holding more on the point. So when we charged in, I don't know if we killed. Yeah, so we killed the other bike, and we left this guy on 1 wound. This guy is super annoying on 1 wound. We'll show you what happens. So we killed the 1 bike, and then we leave this guy on 1 wound. I don't think he fell back this turn, because if he falls back, I could just move up and shoot and kill him anyway. I don't have a fall back and charge strat with this, so I'm kind of stuck in combat here. Flamers are still there, Hounds are there, Belcor's there, the other guy died, so the Bloodthirster is now null and void. He died. Going into turn 3, Belcor scooches over. We want to get shots off on really just this guy. This guy gets lined up with these Flamers and the Havocs, so I have 1 Havoc squad lined up to shoot maybe this guy, because he was here. This one by captain was there, moved up, now he's there. So I think these Havocs lined up to shoot him. These Havocs lined up to shoot him. These Flamers lined up to shoot both. And then forgot the 1 strat. So if I shoot you, you can move 6 inches. So I lined up the Havocs, and I think I shot the Havocs into him, and I took him down to 7. Yeah, I don't know if the Havoc shot. Whatever. One of the guys shot him, and then he moved. So didn't kill him, and then he moves away. And then everything else shoots this guy and doesn't do anything. He lives, which is crazy. And then I think I'm on my 3rd objective now. So 1 objective there, 1 objective there, and the other objective is being made back there by the Plague Bears. The Plague Bears are doing their job by holding basically all 3 objectives. And then up here, Vinatari is still there. The Terminators went up into reserves. I have my character back here, which you'll see that comes into play in a little bit. These guys are on the point. They can't really move because they have to hold this point. That's one of the downsides is to Custodes, is you need chaff to keep making and holding points, and without that, you have to have your 3 400-point units hold your point. Sisters are then making objective over there. I let him make one because he forgot one by making one turn 2. He's like, oh, you mind if I just make one? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Good, we're friendly matched. So he made his other objective on my turn there. So that's good. Good sportsmanship. Make sure that you're playing that, because like nothing would have changed if he did or did not make an objective there. It doesn't change the game at all. So always be friendly. If you're playing something like that, make sure that you give them to them if it doesn't change the game set at all. If this unit moved up, shot, and charged, and he's like, oh, I forgot to make an objective, do you mind if I take all that shit back? Sorry, you did way too much with that unit. If that unit did absolutely nothing and you just happen to forget to make an objective, yeah, 100% make an objective on that point. So then after this turn, this fucking bike captain gets charged and lives with all of these. So lives. Oh no, he didn't get charged. I fell back, failed to kill him in shooting. He then charged. So he moves up his wardens, charges my ACDC brick. This guy charges in as well. The Vinatari move up, shoot, and charge. These guys came down 9 inches away and makes their fucking 9-inch charge, bangs it out. So I forgot. Lions have such great strats. These guys have a precision strat. So what he does is he charges into my character, which he probably plays AC/DC and knows exactly what to do against AC/DC. If you kill the character, I now lose my 5-up Feel No Pain, or 5-up invuln save, and my once per game advance and charge, +1 hit, +1 wound, which I don't think I did this game, actually. The assassin comes into play, so he has the assassin, the bike captain, the wardens, and the blade champ, the Vinatari, and his terminators all into my AC/DC brick. So what happens to the AC/DC brick? They're null and void anymore. They are completely wiped out. There's nothing left. He killed all of it. So first he kills my precision down my character, takes away my invuln save, and then all I have is my 5 Feel No Pain, or 6 Feel No Pain, which doesn't live against all this Custodes. So after he's done killing all of that, he charges down here with my Havocs as well. So he charges into my Havocs and my Flamers. Flamers can fall back and shoot, but the Havocs can't do shit. So he kills all my Havocs. Be'lakor's still alive. And he still has one tank kind of floating back here. He's got one dude, one sister chick alive up there, 2 sisters alive back there, the chick's alive back there. So he at the end of the phase, he falls back with the bike captain to get onto that point. This one dude is dead. I think we finally killed this bike captain. Yeah, so we finally killed this bike captain. The blade champ and the wardens get shot and charged by Be'lakor. The dogs move up to charge the Vinatari and do the lance, which actually is pretty good AP2 on Custodes. The plague bears throw themselves at the terminators, which hopefully they live. I'm like kind of running out of shit to throw at them. I got 2 Havocs left up there. And then the Lord comes down and bangs a 9-inch charge into his other captain up here, and I think we happen to kill this captain on the charge. Yeah, so my Terminator Lord kills his captain right there. These Terminators fall back because they can fall back, shoot, and charge. So they fall back. They shoot all of the plague bearers, kill the plague bearers, and then they charge the Havocs, which is a great turn by these guys. So he kills all the plague bearers. He kills the Havocs, charges on the point over there. The cultists move up, charge, I think, the Asat or Vinatari that were still there. I have 3 plague bearers left, where after they fell back, shot me, left with 1. I passed my battle shock, made 2 more, so that's why I have 3 plague bearers left on the center point. Be'lakor swept and killed all of the blade champ and the wardens, but the blade champ didn't get back up. He has a 2-up get back up strat or enhancement, and then failed to get back up on a 2+. So that was a huge benefit for me. On turn 4 or 5, I think we had behind enemy lines, so we could fit the flamers and the dogs uppy downy. So we fit both these guys in the enemy deployment zone. He still has Witch Seekers here. He's got the tank there, big tank there, 2 sisters there. We killed that lonely sister up there, and he's got these guys. So all he has left on the table are 2 Terminators, the 2 sisters, sister tank, and Witch Seekers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units left on the table. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 to 5 units left on the table. So this is a bloody ass match. At the end of it, this is the final score. So final game state and final score. He had Assassinate, I think, on turn. No, he had Bring It Down, which Be'lakor is 6 points now for Bring It Down, by the way. He had Bring It Down, no prisoners. He tried to shoot Be'lakor, didn't kill Be'lakor, so he couldn't get Bring It Down. For us, we had 5 turn 1, because again, I forgot holding the center objective, which would have got me 10 points on turn 2. But we wound up getting 15, 15, 15 by the end of the game, so that helped out either way. 50 out of 50 for primary. Turn 1, we had Engage in all fronts and Established Locus, which the Seekers helped out so much for all of this. Containment 6, Bring It Down. 0 for Defend. Did we fucking just not do Defend? On turn 3. I think I got rid of it. Yeah, so I got rid of it because his bike captain was here. So if his bike captain could kind of just like kill and then hop over onto my point, I basically lose 3 points and I have to keep that secondary. So I think on that turn I got rid of defend because I figured he would just kind of hop over and just steal my backfield. So I got rid of defend on there and then got sabotage, area denial, 4 for storm, 5 for assassinate, and behind me on. So only 32 out of 40, which was one of my lowest secondaries in this tournament. Still ended up with the 92 because the primary. And then for Custodes, we had 35 out of 50, so 5-10, 5-15 because he went second. And then he had 2, which was secure no man's land, overwhelming force, 5, 8, 9 for assassinate and storm hostile objective, and then bring it down and no prisoners he couldn't get. So no prisoners, he probably killed either. Yeah, what could he have killed? He probably killed the plague bearers, the cultist, or the dogs. He probably killed one of these 5 guys left on the table, and then he tries to go after Be'lakor and couldn't kill Be'lakor with his tank. I think I made my 4-up saves, reroll one of them into a 4-up, and then made it. So finished up 92 to 71. What did we learn from this game? Custodes are scary but manageable with the Bloodthirster and Be'lakor. Being able to shoot them and then charge them. 2 phases to try and stop the wardens. If it's just 3 5-man wardens across the table, it's going to be pretty tricky because you have to focus 1 warden unit down at a time. With the Bloodthirster charging into Custodes, it's really difficult. You need to get assassinate or precision, because if you charge into, let's say, a guard unit and it's the guard and the Draxus, so if you kill all but 1 guard, right, and Draxus is still alive, which happened in another game that I played, I killed 3 out of the 4 guard, and I didn't kill Draxus. So basically, I killed 3 Custodes, left 1 alive, which means I didn't kill the unit, or at least 1 unit. I could kill Draxus or the unit. That means I'm not able to go back into reserves. So for Custodes, if you can get onto a character, kind of like the example here, with these guys, so the character is right up front. If, let's say, the Be'lakor is the Bloodthirster then moves up, charges into the character only, right, base to base the character or 1 inch away from the character. If you precision out the character dies, these guys won't be able to pile into the Bloodthirster. They'll either be base to base with another unit or not base to base at all, which means if the Bloodthirster kills the leader and these guys aren't in combat, they can't pile in because they didn't charge that turn. I did, they didn't. So they can't pile in, they can't consolidate. I can, choose to consolidate, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get the fuck off the table. So that's another trick, is like if you're charging into a unit that has a character, charge into a tanky unit, kill the character, and then get the fuck out. The prime example is Wraiths. So if he leaves his character kind of like toward the edge of something, and you just advance over the Wraith unit and then charge from behind them into the character, just get into engage range with the character, kill the character, and then the excess damage goes over to the Wraiths, but at least kill the character, you don't pile in or consolidate, and then you get the fuck out of there. So you did your job. The Bloodthirster now is off the table, you rapid ingress down next turn, and you do whatever the hell you want. That's a little strategy with the Bloodthirster, making sure that you always go up and down with him. So Custodes is a little bit tricky because they are very, very tanky. The 4-up invulns are very swingy, but if you put like 7 fucking 4-up invulns into a character, most of the time he's going to fail 2 or 3 of them, and then d6 plus 2 damage is most of the time going to kill them. So that is what you want to try and do with the Bloodthirster. Now, what I fucked up with was charging the tank. That was smart, but knowing that the Witch Seekers have a 3-up feeling of pain against mortals, and relying on killing them with that is not good. So he was very smart by doing that to keep the Bloodthirster on the table, and then kind of had a backup plan with his Vinatari and his Terminator. So like I said, good opponent, knew exactly what to do with the Bloodthirster. I think instead of committing him to go after the tank there, if we commit him to go, I don't even know, this way, or wait a turn, like wait till he commits more, might have been better. But I did kill a tank, so I traded a 215 point tank for a 330 point Bloodthirster. Maybe it's a good trade, but all in all, it wound up being good. We finished our game 4, 4-0, going into game 5, which is against Orcs. So we did a stream game on War Games Live. We'll post that in the description below. Game 5 and game 6. We're not going to do a video on that, but you guys can watch the stream game if you're interested in that. A lot of the videos coming up are going to be based off Death Guard. So if you guys are Death Guard players, make sure you check out those. But yeah, a lot of these videos go up on patreon.com first, so you guys get to watch these first ahead of time on patreon.com. Support the channel, support the Dirtbag Nation, join the Dirtbag Nation first off. Head over to there if you guys want coaching, if you guys want to coach in your professional coaching in your corner. We got ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player last year in the world. We got #1 Grey Knight player in the world the year before that. We're trying to go for Death Guard potentially this year, or just kind of go to Worlds, which we already got a ticket for. We were #1 player in the United States on ITC. So we are really good at the game, and we can coach you on how to get better at the game. So if you want that in your corner, head over to patreon.com and message me on Discord. But guys, I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments below what you liked about this series. If you like these tournament competitive battle report series, each game individually compared to just all one at once, let me know so that way I can keep doing them for you guys. I don't do them unless they get good traction and good views and click rate and all that stuff. So I do take a look at that, and I look at the comments every single day. So make sure you guys are commenting, letting me know how to improve and how to get better at the game of YouTube. And we'll see you in the upcoming videos with the Death Guard Codex just getting leaked the other day. So appreciate it, good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get if you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons. You guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.